Always got to clear your throat. That's
Is that the, like in the old days, they do the movie click thing? What is that thing?
oh
And
the,
they say
the
action?
yeah
Marker.
What's
Where
it
it
called, Corey?
I think it's called a marker.
the thing that they clack the
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the little
Okay.
gate looking thing. I
yeah
think it's
yeah
called-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I don't know.
Well, doctor's back.
He is. So here's the deal, Brandon. There's some people who may not have been with us before who don't know
Oh, yeah,
who
that's
this
true.
person is.
Well, count me. I'm kind of confused by who this is too, by the
No,
way.
you're not confused. You know who that is. That's Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. And he is an evil genius, and he creates all kind of different things. So what he created for us is a VSG randomizer-inator, and it allows us to randomly pick any play from any game this past season. And we do this sometimes because there's meat on the bone, so to speak, on literally any play
Any play.
that we watch. There's officiating concepts on any. We've worked on a try before and had like 2 or 3 concepts to talk about on a try. So we like to do this every now and then. Obviously, this is a recorded session. We're going to be in Boise by the time most people see this, getting ready for our camp. So we just wanted to do this again. Daniel normally is in charge of shirts. Apparently we have turtlenecs now with
I was gonna say it was nice that Daniel sent Doc a shirt.
I know. I don't even know that we had that, but apparently we do.
Kind of
now.
want one. It's looking pretty good.
No, I don't think you want that turtleneck. That you probably don't want that.
Well, he's got a little bitty pencil neck there to cover
He
up.
does.
So
He does. So the good doctor worked on the randomizer-inator. He made sure it was updated for us for the 2022 season games.
Wow.
And I guess in return for his services, we gave him a shirt. So there we go.
Actually, he leveraged the shirt into doing it. He said, "I'll only do it if you send me a really interesting looking turtleneck."
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's a short sleeve turtleneck because if you notice, I don't see any sleeves coming out from underneath that lab coat.
Well, you don't want to have loose clothing in the lab because it can catch on fire.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, and the coat proves that he's a doctor. For everybody who's wondering, is this dude really a doctor? Have you ever seen somebody wear a white coat that's not a doctor?
I've never seen a doctor not wear a white coat. That's a great.
Exactly.
I mean, back
Exactly.
in the 80s, anyways.
I bet you're a
Exactly.
butcher. A butcher wears a white coat.
That's true. Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A butcher shop?
Oh, that's true. But there's tie up though, right? It's like a chef chefs wear white coats as well, but not that type of coat. This is a doctor, like either a medical doctor or a PhD type of research doctor coat.
Hey, do we risk any like liability partnering up with somebody like this? I mean, he's trying to ruin the world, is what you always say, and
he is. But if anyone has ever worked with him and seen him work, he never succeeds. He's not once succeeded in ruining anything except himself.
So this is a hallmark for his resume.
This
the
is
randomizer.
exactly.
Well, great. All right. Well, how do we fire this thing up?
Just click that conference button, Brandon, and watch what happens.
Okay, here we go. So I just hit this conference button.
Just hit that conference button, and the magic will happen.
Big South.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. How often do we journey down there?
Never. I would say. Then you need to hit week
9.
And there's only 2 games in week 9. So hold on.
Okay.
Let the good doctor do his work. Slow down, Brandon.
Okay.
Now hit games.
2.
Okay. And that game has 184 plays in it.
Oh, wow.
So hold on, slow down.
That's about average now. Or is it now above average number of plays?
With this new rule in play, we'll see.
I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal.
It will. I think that's going to be a big deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Hit play.
Okay. 52.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, let's get
Oh.
the sound.
Goal line play. All right.
Oh, hey, this is. Oh, we got a kicker.
Oh,
Never
great.
mind. Yeah. So great camera shot here. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes we get what we get.
So this looks like North Carolina A&T versus Campbell.
Okay.
Campbell is the Camels, by the way. The Campbell Camels. Just in case anybody's wondering.
Hey, from the referee position, do you watch these guys? Do you watch these guys pre-snap? Or where are your
Who?
eyes pre-snap? You as a referee.
No, watch what guys? You talking about the holder and the kicker?
Yeah. Or what do you
Well-
watch pre-snap?
So first, I want to count the offense. Obviously, I need to make sure we have 11. I had a little trouble with that a couple weeks ago on the kick play specifically. So I want to count, make sure we have 11. And then this is weird, Brandon, but I learned this from a play that you struggled with, your crew struggled with a couple years ago. I want to see where the side judge is, and I want to see where the leapers are. And that kind of gives me an idea from the backfield position if I need to focus on anything relative to leaping.
This is a new innovation in broadcasting game. Let's put an ISO camera on the back judge.
Right.
So Corey, you're back under here. You got this really tough job of looking up through the upright now.
Yeah, it's someone's got to do it though. So,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
got to make sure that you're not looking straight up into the sun, because I remember that happening a few times.
See what
You
he's
look at the
doing?
track-
See what he's doing getting this ball right here? Didn't at one point in time, a long time ago, somebody tell us not to do that? Do you guys remember that, or am I making that up?
I think we just kind of went away from it because we had ball personnel.
Okay. Oh man, I can't remember what. Two-time, am I making that up? You don't recall that? Huh?
I don't recall anything like that at all.
Okay. never
Not saying it
mind.
didn't happen, but I don't recall.
For some
anything
reason,
like that.
and I was trying to understand why. Maybe it's just because we have adequate ball personnel and they wanted to justify their jobs. So you look at you're saying that from the referee position, you don't look at the kicker to.
No, I do.
Okay.
But I want to recognize this pre-snap routine. I want to see where the leapers could be coming from. And then after that, I kind of take a look at the holder with the kicker in my peripheral vision.
Mhm.
Dang, that looks like a good crowd.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see if we got anything. Oh, look at this camera shot. Nice shoes. Tough camera work here in the Big South, but that's okay. This is probably our best one. So the leaper here is 20 something, 26.
26 and 10.
Standing next to the umpire.
I know
Yeah, I
it's
can't
10,
tell
but-
if 10 is.
I can't tell where he is at either.
Yeah, 26 definitely is.
So 10
Ain't good
backs
enough.
off. Ah,
I mean, he's in a 3-point, but he looks like he's off the line of scrimmage.
right. So so what do you use? That's a good point. Back in your old days when you were the side judge, you're looking for these people. What do you use?
I would look if
Right
they were
here.
within like the feet of the down lineman. I would consider them on the line of scrimmage.
So anything
Or
within
leaving.
the foot of this
Yeah.
adjacent down lineman, any part
Yep.
of his body. Okay.
Yep.
That's a really good gauge. I agree with that. 3-on-1. Nobody's ever called that.
Yeah,
Correct.
but yeah, let's not try to be heroes with that
No.
either.
Now,
I mean-
what six can't push 91 through, right? And he's not. But see what he's doing? See how 6 kind of has his hand on his teammate?
Yeah.
He can't
But I
push him.
think
Go
I think the only thing we need to be concerned with is 6 gaining leverage off of 91. I don't think 6 pushing 91 is an issue.
That's nothing. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
can't
don't-
be propelled by a teammate.
You cannot be propelled by a teammate.
I'm pretty sure that that specific language is in the rule.
I thought it was upward.
That's propelling yourself.
Yeah, maybe you can't propel yourself off of a teammate.
Well, so yeah, leverage would be if 6 puts this left hand on the shoulder of 91 and then
Goes up.
gains height to block
Correct.
a kick.
Correct.
We know that. Now watch what 22 does. 22 is just trying to engage this player to create a gap for this other player to shoot through.
Mhm.
So now we're thinking pull and shoot. This isn't pull and shoot. He hits him just a little bit in the head there. That's just incidental to basically putting his hand to the shoulder. But if they go and wrap their arms around and then turn and then see this guy right to the right of 22 shooting
Correct.
through.
Correct. And the
it's-
side judge is right on that side. So really
Yeah.
that side judge needs to be focused on the right hand and arm of 22. What does 22 do? Because you're
Right.
right, Brandon. That's excellent point. He would yank him right, turn him right there and let that dude shoot the gap. Now, obviously, this is a try. It's going to be really quick. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get any of that kind of hijinks on a try.
No, not unless it's like the biggest play of the game, or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. Tie game and gotta make the try to win. Okay.
Well, the other thing we need to focus on from the umpire perspective, look at 97. We need to make sure 97 doesn't go directly into the head of the snapper, which he doesn't.
Right.
And a lot of times the guard will push the defender into the snapper, and the snapper will get mad and say, well, he can't hit me. Well, we got to make sure that we know, did the player go directly into the snapper, or did he get pushed by one of the offensive players into the snapper? But that's another thing to focus on from the umpire perspective right at the snap.
Yeah. And it's funny, the games they'll play. This guy 97 could go to his left
Yes.
out here.
Jump
and
all
it
the way
doesn't-
across.
Doesn't look like anything, but his thigh could forcefully hit the head. We've seen that before. It's rare. But
Right.
if it's forced to the head, it doesn't just have to be with the shoulder.
That's correct.
So
So two
Uh,
time 97, rule 9-1. Let's see, Article 11, 9-1-11 D3. A defensive player may not be picked up by a teammate or elevated, propelled, or pushed.
So
There
he
it
cannot
is.
push him through. So good. So 6 cannot push 91 through.
I mean, I think we want to see something huge, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's got to be like, his body is making an action that he normally wouldn't perform on his own.
Right.
All right. Now I know that we have to do this signals right here. Oh, what am I doing? Right here, this signal right here. Right? Referee, we still have to do that, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. I honestly
Yeah,
don't.
I
I
don't know
feel
why
stupid
either.
doing it. Every time I do it, I feel like an idiot, and I'm like, why am I doing this? But I don't know why, and I've never been told I shouldn't, so I just keep doing it anyway.
I know. It doesn't have to be done right away. So if there's
No.
anything going on over here between opponents, we don't want to be looking like a complete clown. And I'm serious, and I've told this to people because I've caught myself doing it. We're giving this great signal out, to the press box, and if their opponents are tied up,
Right.
that's just ridiculous that we would even do that. It's such an empty signal, anyways.
Right.
So just a thought that I had there.
Right.
All right,
I
what
may
else?
stop doing it. I honestly may stop doing
I know. Well, the teams still instruct, not that this would be a reason for you to keep doing it. The teams still instruct their coaches tape camera operator to basically focus on you
it. Really?
after
Oh,
for the
maybe I won't quit doing it.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, most teams still do that anyway. So might want to keep doing it or not. I don't. It doesn't. Man, it just is so pointless.
No, but that's a good point though, Brandon. We got to make sure colors separate before we
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah. There it is. Week 9, game 2, play 52 in the Big South.
Ooh, the good doctor didn't. I'm not so sure about this new randomizer nader.
We'll keep going.
Okay.
All right, doctor. Let's try another one.
I might take that shirt back, Brandon. I'm gonna be honest. If he does that, what he did again.
American Conference.
Oh, well, interestingly enough, the American is a friend of the family now.
It is?
Apparently.
Hmm.
If you work in the Big 12.
Well, I'm going to need some information on that.
There's this
offline,
new
I guess.
alliance now. The
Oh.
American is partnered with the Big 12 for
Oh.
training purposes,
Nice.
and something else. I don't know what else.
The referees in the American are better than the referees in the Big 12, so that'll be an interesting.
We've been
dynamic.
told. We've been told.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's funny. What happened to the Mountain West? It's out on its own now.
No, this year we're all together. Mountain
Oh,
West,
big happy-
American,
big happy
and
family.
Big 12. Yeah, big happy family.
Okay, good. Week 9 again. No, that's
Oh, is
amazing
this
that
dude?
it's amazing that from a random perspective, we would both come up with week 9. Okay, now do I have to let the machine keep?
No, you need to slow down.
That's what I'm saying. Let the machine
Just relax.
settle.
Oh, week 9 looks kind of iffy. I don't know about DV Sport.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. eh, okay, just calm down, Brandon. Calm down. Hit game.
Okay, here we go. Game 2. I mean,
Wow.
wow, the exact same weekend game as the last one.
Yeah.
Doctor, we might be coming for his paycheck on this, and I'm not gonna lie, this is not.
That's what I'm thinking. That was my whole point. We may need to collect. I'm gonna go get that shirt, is what I'm gonna do. I don't, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna burn that shirt because I don't think we have any more of those anyway. 171 plays. So go ahead on and hit the play number.
I
Let's
bet you
see
it's
what happens.
59.
52, I think, was the last one.
50, oh, 21. Okay, great. All right, here we are. We are in the great, kind of the great city of Houston, I guess.
Some questionable characters live in the city of Houston, specifically in the Kingwood area.
Yes. Oh, don't do this. Come on, DV Sport. Okay. So we're early in the game, huh?
That's what it looks like. Score is 7-0. Okay.
You got trips left.
Red zone.
Red zone. Oh, this is so for the Boise campers who happen to maybe see this, if they do, which would be pretty tough for them since it's, logistically it'll be tough. But anyways, we'll be doing a lot of this Tuesday night.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
This is
right.
pretty much the camp right here, red zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Press up top, huh?
Yes.
Yep.
No press down to the trip side. Is that common? If you got your single receiver, is that what we see or not necessarily? Is that just depending on the defense?
That's pretty common. Like if you
press-
have trips to one side and you have a single receiver by his lonesome, it's typically you're going to have man up coverage. So
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Brandon,
Well,
you always advocate for recognizing the formation as a
Yeah.
referee as well, don't you?
I do. Yep.
And how does that help you? Because I haven't totally gotten on board with that. So I would love to hear some.
It's an old
insight.
habit from back
Yeah.
in the day when I would be primary to the side of either the head linesman or trips. So I would always,
Oh,
we were-
like in Crew 7?
yeah, we
Yes.
were always primary to the head linesman side or trips.
Correct.
So that's obviously not the way it is anymore. But I don't know. If it's trips left, I don't know. I mean, if it's 5 wide, you can expect a quick pass.
Yes.
If it's trips, 1st and 10, you can expect about anything in the game today, I think.
Mhm,
So I
mhm.
don't know. I don't have a great answer anymore. It's kind of an old habit.
Right.
Now, if there's rules-based things that we're responsible for, like new low block rules, then formation recognition, I think, is helpful. But I'm more talking about, I guess, not the rule I know. So that I need to stop.
Right.
Run up the middle. Come on, Doc. This is let's see what we can uncover here. Yeah, so all that formation recognition, run and shoot offense, and we basically have a run up the middle.
From the referee perspective, no. There's something to chew on.
Oh yeah.
Referee perspective, I want to know what 87 does as he comes across the formation, because I'm expecting a wham block. I'm expecting something, and he literally touched nobody. But I'm expecting him to wham whoever if 44 comes down, and then perhaps the quarterback pulls it or whatever. I want to see what 87 does to that defender, and I need to recognize that.
And then that single wide receiver to the right, he kind of cracked down inside, didn't he?
Yeah.
And literally blocked nobody.
South Florida may be 1-6 for a reason.
You're taking that deep wings, taking that guy all the way to contact, though, isn't he?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
And even if he's not pressed, just because he's pressed doesn't mean you take him there.
No, it's just, I mean, obviously when we rerun, we're going to look for second level, off of our initial key, but the fact that this guy's going inside, we need to have we may not have to be laser focused in on him, but we definitely have I think we can probably officiate this with softer eyes as we look to identify any other second level blocks, but we have to have an idea of where he's coming or where he's going to.
Yep.
Brandon, go back to the end zone view if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because we always talk about double teams get off of the blocks, but I think from an umpire perspective, we need to focus on defenders on double teams. Like you see 90, who's that to the right? 90, whatever, he's obscured by the upright. His left hand, if that center decides to try to release to go get 14, we need to see 90, whatever's left hand to make sure he's not restricting the center.
Yep.
Same on the left side, double team block. Number 10, we need to make sure his right hand is not restricting 78 or whatever if he wants to release and go get somebody. Because you would think one of those two double teams would turn into a single. One of those dudes should be releasing and going to the linebackers.
I don't. Like you said, they must be 1-6 for a reason. I don't know what they're doing here. I mean, they leave 44 free. So and you're right. I think, and again, you would think this wham coming across would block him, but I don't know, maybe they're thinking leave him free the whole time. This guy's going to sneak out for a potential pass. So maybe it's a run pass option.
Right.
But
which is fine, but then we decide to run it and nobody blocks the linebackers.
Nobody blocks the linebackers, which, this was a big deal at our New Orleans camp.
Oh, yes.
The high school teams are getting out and really executing these second level blocks. I'm going to say they're executing them well, but they're really cheating like crazy.
Right.
I mean, these big old linemen get out and manhandle these linebackers in high school.
Right.
It's probably not so easy at college, but it doesn't matter because we got to see it.
Right. Exactly.
And it's just weird to see 14 and 3 running free on this play.
Two linebackers, both free, and we have linemen just sitting there playing double team blocks. I literally don't understand that concept.
And I have taken the position and made it into my own personal controversy because nobody's talked to me about it, that the umpire needs to be prepared to work to prioritize over everything else whatever blocks end up happening, like on this play on 14 and 3.
Yes.
Well, I don't care if there's a threat going on with the right guard.
Oh, you're saying leave.
Yeah,
threat.
because we're missing the second level blocks.
Correct.
We're just missing them. We're missing them. And I have made the proclamation that, like, look at the right tackle's technique right here. Like what is this? See this right here? What is that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If the right guard climbs out here and gets one of these linebackers, which you would almost
he really should be doing.
Not that we know anything. This is probably going to turn into holding by the right tackle.
Right.
It's not the umpire's job to see this, even though that may have been your quote unquote anchor, which is maybe we should get away from anchor. You kind of
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
In reality, the anchor is the guy in the A gap to the right, but you could easily see a scenario where you transition over here. Anyways, the referee's got that. The referee has that side, right? I mean, the referee has that side. So the referee's got all of this. We know the center judge is working. This telestrator doesn't really work all that well in there. And then the umpire needs to work whatever block's going to happen to that guy or that guy.
Yes.
And that, I just think, I don't know if we're really doing that.
But the tough thing is, and I want, to be fair, we all love our umpires. This is
especially
difficult. Me. Well, yeah, we know, Brandon. You would work a game. You would do one person mechanics if you could. We need to. It's a lot of things to prioritize, a lot of things to look at, and we have to work multiple in a very, very short period of time. Because we need to see if one of those linemen who are supposed to be climbing to the second level gets held. We need to see initial engagement. And then we also need to be ready to transition to one of the two second level blocks that should materialize. So it's a lot to think about and a lot to process from an umpire position.
It is. It is. And the whole place coming right at you with not much
that too.
reaction time. Yeah.
Right. Pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got like a 5-yard gain.
I'm surprised they gained that much
Yeah,
yards
no kidding.
off a horribly executed play.
Okay. Well, we will move on. Doc might want to change that shirt. I'm just gonna say
A dive up the middle is better than a try. So he's improving.
Missouri Valley. Now that's real football. Can we all just have a
That is
moment?
real football. Yeah.
Oh,
Is that North Dakota State?
mm-hmm.
Okay. I always get confused with Ohio Valley and Missouri Valley.
Ooh, week 11. So I can guarantee you one thing, it's gonna look cold. I mean, it's gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna look,
Yeah.
It could be in the Fargo Dome.
yeah, it definitely could be inside.
Or the Kibbe Dome, right?
The
No,
Dakota Dome.
Dakota.
Dome
Where's
is-
the Kibbe Dome?
I have no
that's,
idea.
Idaho.
Oh, which one is North Dakota?
Oh, I don't know what that one's called.
I don't know what that was called either.
I worked there though. That was fun.
So there are 6 games that week. Go ahead, hit the game button, Brandon.
Okay, machine's ready.
Okay.
Game 3.
Game 3. Okay, good. This is North Dakota versus South Dakota.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, that
Is that a
game will
rivalry?
definitely be inside.
That
You know-
will be inside.
I wouldn't say it's a rivalry, but I mean, kind of.
So the Dakota marker game is North Dakota State versus South Dakota State.
That's a rivalry.
Correct. We know that, but does this
And
thing
then
have
the two in-state teams, I
Yeah.
would say those are rivalries. Although both the state schools have historically had or at least recently historically had a better run than the U schools. If I'm saying that
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so it's 148 plays. Go ahead. Hit it.
137.
Oh, this is the end of the game.
All right. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. It's the Alaris Center. That's what it is.
Okay. That looks like new turf from the last time I've seen this team on film.
I don't know what's going on. It doesn't look great. Whatever
No.
it is.
So did we get, I would love to ask the crew if we got a letter from the NCAA allowing one team to not wear white jerseys, because we got a team in gray and a team in black.
So if you went out to the field at 4 hours before or whatever the rule is now, would you ask the question?
I would literally not care.
Exactly. If somebody asked you after the game, what would you say?
Ask me what, give me the question and then I can answer the question.
Was the visiting team approved to wear non-white jerseys?
And who asked this question? Is this a coach? Is this
Let's say it's the video evaluator,
the video
the
evaluator?
game evaluator. Because sometimes,
Ooh.
depending on their styles, sometimes they will call you directly
Correct,
with
correct.
some kind of, I wouldn't say off the record questions, but kind of I would, yeah, off the record questions.
Right.
And they, some of them want to work with you. Some of them have no interest in working with you. They're just there to evaluate the game and get out of there.
Right.
So let's just say the game evaluator asks you, hey, what was the process that enabled them to wear non-white jerseys?
Right. And I think for me, I don't know, other people can do what they want, but for me, honesty is the best policy.
Yes.
And I would just say, to be perfectly honest, I do not know if they were approved. When we got to the field, I noticed that, and I didn't want to make a big deal about it, so we let them play.
Yep. I think that's the best policy. And in this conference, it could be just known or just a blanket policy that these are their road jerseys. Who knows?
Correct.
I know that doesn't. You can do anything if the conference approves it, right? From a jersey perspective.
Yeah, I don't know if the conference does it or if the NCAA does it or whoever does it, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about anything because there's certain jerseys that are illegal even
Yeah.
with approval, which I would assume they wouldn't get approved if they're illegal.
Yeah. We have tight left, 2 backs, and then slot right. All right. Look at how we don't have to. What we might have to worry about from the offensive line is being too far up. I mean, that's rare.
Right.
Gosh.
Yeah, the right side of the line is kind of encroaching on the neutral zone. But this
All
dude
right.
seems like he moved the ball back as well.
Think so?
Yeah, because look up top, look where the line of scrimmage dude is standing. And
You know what?
unless he's
You know what he's trying to do, and I think this is okay.
oh, he's
trying-
peeking around.
He's trying to get a better angle around these players to the
Yeah, he
ball.
stepped down about a half
Yeah.
yard. Ah, got it. Yeah, because you can see the box up top. 2nd and
Because
10,
if-
so we're on
yeah.
on the 2 ticks from the big line.
Because if he was back here,
He
he
couldn't
would
see
be
the ball.
looking through these bodies.
Right,
So and this is okay. I think this is okay. You just have to know where you're at.
right.
How much do you want to get involved in excuse me, how much do you want to get involved in encroachment here?
I do not want to get involved in encroachment at all. And I'm speaking from personal experience where we actually had one at the end of a game. What I would love for the line of scrimmage official to do after this play is come up to the line and tell them, hey man, y'all need to move back. Y'all are on top of the ball.
Yeah.
And actually, technically that's a foul, but please
Mhm.
move back.
And then go ahead and tell a coach.
Yeah.
Here, the problem is it's 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Are you telling me they just started doing this now? Possibly.
Right.
But this, we want to take care of this stuff early if we can, so that it
Yes.
doesn't just pile and stack on us. Because then, and rightfully, a coach could, and I'm not saying this happened here because we pulled literally one play out of the game. A coach could say, "You're waiting to 5 minutes to go to tell me that." I mean, we got a 9-point lead. We're trying to ice this game, and now I gotta go and tell my players to adjust at 5 minutes to go in the game.
Right.
So let's take care of that stuff early. All right. So you had this motion. So we had the motion out. Now we're gonna snap. I mean, they're taking the play clock all the way down, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so now
Oh.
we have the helmet off,
Yes. That's interesting.
and we have really no gain, maybe a yard. Nope. Stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Defense wins the play. Defense helmet off. So, okay, let's just go through this administration right now. How does this work? And go through every piece of it. Do you see the helmet off? Do you give him time to run off, but before you stop the clock? Because maybe he'll just run off and it'll act like a normal substitution. Do you stop the clock and then get the play clock explicitly where it needs to be? How does that work?
I think for on our crew, the way we handled that, and it depended upon how the situation played out. If he just picks up his helmet and starts running off, like you're saying, like a normal substitution, we might not even kill the clock.
Really?
If there's any significant delay, then we probably would kill the clock, but we'll get it back started really quickly. And I typically pump the clock up, but you're making me think about this now. I typically pump the clock up after the game clock is back started.
Pump the
but
play. So pump the play clock to what? Because this is a
to
defensive
40
helmet off.
to 40.
Wow. So I want to be careful, I think, here in this game situation that we don't
I do,
just
and that's why
willy-nilly.
I'm pausing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, dang, the offense could really get a big advantage now.
Exactly.
So perhaps when we get in time critical situations, we probably should kill all helmets off.
Yeah.
Pump the clock back up to 40 and then delay winding the clock back up until the play clock has been set. That way we minimize the amount of time that the offense gets to take off the clock.
Well, the offense gets their full 40. That's the intent of the rule.
Yes.
And when we're in non-time critical situations, I don't think anybody really cares about the 2 or 3 seconds that we may just kind of be willy-nilly with.
Right.
I don't think that's true here. I I think we're best to be more strict on this.
Correct. And that's why I'm thinking about if the game clock is running and I haven't pumped up the play clock, because normally it takes a while for them to get the play
Yeah.
clock pumped back up. We could lose 8 to 9
Oh, yeah.
seconds. And that's not fair to the defense.
Not at all.
Ah,
Not
I
at-
just thought you just taught me something,
'Cause
Brandon.
The penalty is really the 40-second play clock, if
Correct.
you want to call it a penalty.
Correct.
And that's it. I mean, the offense gets a full play clock with, the defense gets to make their substitution. The guy's got to go out, but the offense gets a full play clock.
Right.
But I don't think they should get a 48-second play clock in this
They
situation.
should not get a 48-second play clock. So I think the takeaway for me on this is I would say inside 5, anything time critical, we
I
need to
think
kill
so.
all helmets off.
I think
just
if you
kill
get
it.
down to 5 minutes, that's what about an injury? Is everything the same with that then?
I would say no, because sometimes injured players, they just sit down for a little while and then they say, all right, I'm good. And they get up. And I want to make sure the dude is injured before.
Before you take him out of the game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But a helmet off, we know that dude literally has to go. There's no options there. He has to go.
No. They got a timeout.
What do you mean?
The defense has a timeout. They have an option to buy him back with a timeout, correct? Or am I wrong?
A helmet off? Yeah, they do.
Helmet off.
Okay.
But he has
Injury,
to
they
go.
do not.
But he still has to go. What I'm saying is, once his helmet comes off, we have to stop the game to get him out by rule.
Exactly. Yeah.
Injured player,
There's
we
no
do have to stop.
decision.
Yeah, there's no decision to
There's
make
no
whatsoever.
decision.
Yeah, he
Yes,
has to
yeah.
go.
I like that. Yeah. I agree with that. I think the more time critical we are, the quicker we should be to just kill that clock for the helmet off and just be very rigid with the rule.
And
I don't
let's
know.
go and let's go back to can they buy him back in? I don't. That's something I need to look up. Corey, do you know that offhand?
Yeah, for a
Can it-
helmet off, you can buy him back with it for a helmet,
can. Okay, good.
just not injury.
Just not an injury, right? I knew it wasn't an injury. Okay, good.
So like if we're in the area of the game where a helmet off could produce a 10-second runoff option, the timeout can do two things. Obviously, it can avoid the 10-second runoff and buy the guy back in the game.
Right.
Now, if you went and asked the coach if they wanted to buy him back in, they only have one timeout, he'd probably laugh at you, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Would you in this case? I'm
Uh,
going to use that last timeout to get him back in the game, coach? I don't know.
I've never even considered that. So I don't know how to answer that question because I've never even considered that.
Any just casual chatter over there on the sideline, Corey, that comes up on these situations or?
Not really. I mean, I think with the helmet off, these coaches are pretty well versed in this stuff right now. I mean, I can't point to anything that I've ever experienced where we've had chatter on the sideline.
Okay, I'm trying to see how the crew handled this now. Not that that's our favorite thing to do necessarily. So let's just go through. I was trying to hide how they handled it as we talked. Okay, so does this clock ever actually stop? It
Yes.
stops at 4:53 right there. So that was good. Now, and then look at the play clock. And now he winds them both back up.
There you go.
So I don't know. I think that was handled really well.
I think the takeaway for me though is I guess I'm repeating myself, but I want to make sure I don't pump that. I don't have the game clock running until the 40 has been pumped back up.
Correct. When the time is critical.
When the time is critical.
Because like you said, during the meat of the game, time not critical. Most of these
cares?
players now just it's just a normal substitution.
Correct.
And in that case, I think we get pretty lax. Just say,
Agreed.
clock was supposed to stop, but let's not. But look at this, just in the natural flow of the play clock operator, he started the play clock, which was appropriate, right when the clock hit 4:53. So this was really well handled because then the crew stopped it at 4:53, reset it to 40, so really they got a 41-second play clock.
That's perfectly handled, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, really nice job. Nice job.
Which I
Nice.
probably would have screwed that up last year. And if had we not watched this play today, I think I would have screwed that up in the coming season.
Possibly.
We
So
never
this
even
is all
watched the
about.
play. We never even watched the play.
I know, but it was just a situation. It
Okay.
was good. Oh, this could be CFO West, right?
Where are we going?
FBS Independent.
That ain't CFO. That ain't gonna be CFO West.
Oh, BYU, New Mexico State.
Oh, Daniel. Yeah, we'd probably see Daniel if it's New Mexico State.
That's a 2021 joke.
That one keeps giving though. That
It
joke
does.
never gets old.
Hey, that whole random week 9 again.
Oh, he likes week 9. 3 games.
Uh, if you have 5 opportunities,
Do you guys say
And-
my name?
no.
No,
you
New
have-
Mexico State was calling. That's all.
If you have 5
It was
opportunities,
not last year, it was the year before.
that's what I said. If you have 5 opportunities and 3 of them come out the exact same, is it a randomizer inator or a
Basically.
non-randomizer inator? Game 1.
As I told you, Brandon, the good doctor has never hurt anyone except himself. So he's sometimes he struggles with
I want our shirt back.
execution.
I know. Please.
There's
it back.
159 plays in that game.
Okay.
So let's see what we
I'm
got.
here. I think the machine. Yeah. Okay. It's in ready mode.
Time. I
All
like
right.
time critical.
Or
End
then
of the
one
half.
high game.
Tie
Look at it.
game. Now, side joke, we've seen this coach run fake punts at a more ridiculous scenario than this. Right?
Almost this exact scenario.
Only move the ball back
20
25
yards.
yards. Yeah. Love Coach Sataki.
My man.
All right, so this is a punt session all of a sudden, just fine. It's a randomizer inator, except for the week.
And
now
the
there's
type
line-
of play.
Yeah, so now there's linebackers. You know, we're not all pressed up on the line, so I'm thinking that's good. Look at this. What are we doing here with this slot gunner? Is what I'll call him, even though that's probably not a word.
Good question.
Are
Is
you
that-
saying is he off or on? Is that what the question you asked?
Who's working him?
Well, he's definitely on. If he's off, it's an illegal formation. So we're gonna put him on. How does that? What is the? I assume the side judge is at the bottom of the screen. What does the side judge do on this play?
And we're gonna find the first guy that releases out, to be honest
Okay.
with you.
Okay. All right. So this is just a little wrinkle, but same methodology. All right. All right. So I guess just to extend my question. So now side judge, are we working the, to
Yeah, we're
your
probably working those
right?
those two kicking team players that are coming down at around the 26, 27.
Okay. So
We're
right
gonna
here.
kind of keep our eyes on that and that, soft vision, looking to see what's going to happen with those
Mhm.
matchups.
All right. So just might be good to know as a field judge, you don't really, at this point, not that you really need it, but who knows what this is going to develop into. You don't have help up here, even though, and I know it's a joke. You're used to working one guy. Well, you really are on punts used to kind of working one matchup with that gunner for at least to start. Well, now we're working 2. So it's worth noting. No pressure to the kicker. Right? Just nothing to the kicker. So in this case, what do we want mechanics for a referee center judge to be? Because if you're looking at the kicker, first of all, I'll just go out on a limb and say we don't want to be looking at the kicker right now.
No. I probably wouldn't look at the kicker throughout this entire down, to be honest. Well, up to this point, I wouldn't even see him. Well,
No.
honestly, what I would like to do is get a little bit of a tighter angle and square my body more to the line of scrimmage, because I would like to work some of that action, especially the action immediately after the snap by and on the right guard. And it
Yep.
makes it easier for me to have to see all of that action. Then I would switch to whatever happened with this right tackle, because there's just nothing to work in the backfield at all.
Yep. So referee has the kicker, but not on this play. We're working right through in this area.
Yeah, and
Okay,
you have a
yes, sir.
much better angle to work that if you are tighter to the kicker, I think.
Yep.
And it would
Got
help
it.
us
Got
from
it.
a subconscious perspective, say, I don't need to watch the kicker.
Yeah.
You know, if we're angling our body in this direction and really wide, all we're gonna do is look at the shield and look at the kicker. And
Mhm.
if we did that on this particular play, then we just wasted resources. What did Bradford Edwards tell us in New Orleans? Our eyes are unemployed.
Eyes are unemployed. That was
Yeah,
outstanding.
that was a tremendous. I like that.
Golden, golden.
Yeah. So if we do that on this play, our eyes are totally unemployed.
Yep, Center Judge, look through all this. Just look downfield. There's really no limit to how far downfield at this point you can go.
Correct.
We might have to now once these players start getting engaged with this player here, we might have to pick that up.
Yep.
We definitely will. But while this is all happening, the punter is just now kicking the ball. We can be looking downfield just to see what else we can find to work. I don't think we need to get outside from the center judge position. I don't hate it. I mean, if we find that, that's fine, but we do have resources out there. I think we always need more help inside. Now, this is kind of a weird play because there's just nothing going on,
Literally.
but I would just have a mindset to just stay inside and just look all the way down through here to find something. That would be my goal on this play. And then immediately, like we were just talking about, so these guys are going to start to get tangled up. It looks like there's two matchups here that the referee can help with. The umpire probably is here, or are we expecting the umpire to go away from this and spin?
I think the umpire needs to finish that off, and then once that second wave passes, then spin. So
Okay.
that block that materializes near the 35, I would like the umpire to finish that block and then spin. It looks like he went away from that, but I would like him to see that engagement.
Yeah, and this guy just kind of
It's nothing.
olays him, but
Yeah.
if they get tangled up for sure, I think umpire, that would be a great place for your eyes to be.
Who else is going to see that? Nobody else
Nobody.
would really see that.
Nobody. All right, so now what are you thinking now as this thing's starting to progress from, it doesn't really matter what position. Look at all these chases start to kind of materialize, right? So I'm thinking, okay, white's the receiving team, white's chasing blue. White's chasing blue. All right. All right, Daniel, what's going on with your back judge here?
That's a hell of a kick.
You know who that is?
Looks like we just got caught off guard with a bounce.
Man, I thought that was you for a second.
Oh, you thought that was me?
No.
That dude is way more athletic than Daniel.
That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's moving really good.
And he's not getting hit by the ball. Daniel gets hit by punts.
So look at this. So there's a lot of things going on here. We have a touch there by number 1.
Dude,
punt
he
returner.
punted this ball.
We have a
Holy
touch there
cow.
by number 1. So what do we need to do with these touches? Boom, boom.
We need to bank them.
We just need to know they happened.
Yeah.
The spot of these touches matter what? None,
None.
nothing. Doesn't
right.
matter at all.
At all.
It's not a kicking team touch. And we see he gives that tip signal. He must have gone to one of your sessions.
Maybe so.
I've seen you give that signal several
I do
times.
give that signal.
Some people don't like it.
A lot of people don't like it. And I will concede that it's not, it doesn't, I mean, I guess it's not entirely necessary, but I don't know what the problem with it is. I like just communicating out there what I've got to touch. And even for me, it helps giving like that physical, doing that motion, like imprints on my brain that I've got that touch. I guess there's probably not much risk that you would forget, but yes, a lot of people are not a fan.
All right. So you see this, Corey, how much are you? I know you got these gunners up here if you're the deep wing at the top, but we're standing at the 16-yard line. Do we ever get a sense this ball was absolutely just throttle? I mean, this is just he kills this.
Annihilated. Yeah.
Do we need to think about getting to the goal line here, or how does that work?
I mean, it is in this certain situation here, you're going to be so focused on that while you may have an initial idea where the ball is going from a trajectory standpoint, you may not know the depth of it until it's too late. I mean, it's just, I mean, if you look up to take a look at the ball in this situation, I think you're kind of playing with fire,
Okay.
just because you have two matchups to worry about, and so. But I mean, try to recognize, I guess, as soon as you can, and then yeah, we do need to be on the goal line.
Well, I would say relative to the back judge also, go a little bit further. You know, you're at the 20, you probably feel pretty comfortable right about now as you're approaching the 10, and then he doesn't clean it, field it cleanly. Sorry. That was really hard. I would really be getting to this goal line. That would be my entire purpose in life,
As
right?
the back judge.
I want to get to the goal line as I officiate this touch at the end of it.
Uh-huh.
You know, this is where I always advocate for turning and running sideways. Like you look at the deep wing at the top,
Yeah.
he's like in a back pedal, and you just don't. I mean, you feel like you're going really fast in a back pedal, but you're not going anywhere.
No,
You're
look
really
at him.
not.
I mean, I not to make fun of him, but not gaining too much ground there.
No,
With
he's
those
taking 4 steps to go a yard. So
So turn and run. Daniel, you're getting to the goal line. Okay, what do we know by rule? The ball right now, the ball, what can happen to this football? I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen to this football.
Well,
Right.
Still a kick.
Still a kick. They can recover it.
Then
They
touch
can
by
legal-
TV.
They can legally touch it now, correct?
Correct.
What if the ball goes, what if the ball bounces through his hands because he's had 2 unsuccessful attempts to gain possession? What if it goes and starts bouncing around in this U right here? Should we kill that?
No.
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 He's gotta go get it.
Mm.
He's got to go
So however you want to think about this, I've heard people say the ball is hot on a punt, which would mean A can recover it. It's live. I don't like people saying it's live, although I've heard that too. Of course it's live. It's a live football. But some people say the ball is hot, which means A can recover it. But if it goes into the end zone, we're not killing it.
because
B touched it.
he just touched it.
So this is one of those weird things that people coming from high school football, meaning games played by federation rules, I know. If the punt breaks the plane of the goal in federation, it's dead. That's not the case here. That's not the case here. I don't know why I remember that rule, but that's fun to think about. So the ball's still live, even in the end zone. I think we need coverage on the goal line. I do think the deep wing at the bottom got there.
Yep.
It kind of comes in. Maybe. I don't know. We'll never know.
Just because, I mean, from the back judge perspective, especially as we get to the 10 and that ball hasn't been touched yet, we just really got to be prepared to officiate.
Yeah.
The ball's relationship to the goal line. Well, it's a little bit, to be honest, a little bit less intense maybe once the ball's touched because of the point that you just brought up a minute ago. But I think our mentality still wants to be right here. Okay, let me get to the goal line.
Okay, so I was going to ask you. So you're here and you're feeling panicked, right here.
I don't feel panicked.
So what is really the point of moving in a very hurriedly way to the goal line, given that we know the rules?
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I would say is, and you may not know this in the moment, but given where the deep wings are, there's still the potential for the goal line to be super relevant if he picks this ball up and backtracks into the end zone. So I think we'd want to have somebody on that line to officiate that. But in terms of the ball going over the line or going into the end zone, that part's pretty much out.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe as a back judge, maybe do trust. I'll just give you a different point of view and then just shoot it down. But maybe do trust that somebody's on the goal line.
Yeah.
And maybe you do just want to kind of settle in at the 4 or the 5.
Just
watch what happens.
Yeah, I would say that if that's your perspective, yeah, just stop right now. Just stop and start officiating.
Okay.
And I don't think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But earlier before that touch, when we're between the 15 and the 10, we definitely need to be thinking about the goal line is going to be super important right now.
And then do you have this spot as the back judge? I mean, come in, or are we just coming in to basically, I guess we're just coming in to show a presence at the pile, which is which is certainly appropriate.
That's certainly, I mean, it looks like he's getting the spot to me, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
We certainly want to get to the pile.
So like the last one, this, just make sure we don't want to mark this touch at all and then get confused that somebody can take the ball at this spot up here. That really can confuse everybody if we start dropping beanbags here, which we see a lot, or we start dropping beanbags there. Those are just insignificant touching spots. They have no enforcement. There's no rules to enforce penalties from them. Nobody can take the ball at those spots. The dead ball spot and the end of the kick is the same spot here. So any fouls by B that would qualify for PSK would go from right there where the guy recovered the ball. Any fouls by A that B would, for some reason, choose to, keep the ball with it tacked on would go right from that spot. So we don't want to get confused by those touch spots. Now we'll start. So here we go. I can't even remember what play we're on. We're having such good luck now. Although we do, I don't know, maybe we will let him keep the shirt. Let's
see.
go. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go to the FCS.
FCS, all right. Hold on.
Does that mean they're like independent schools? Because we've been in the FCS already, but we had conferences, so I'm not sure what that. Oh, that might mean the playoffs.
Might be playoffs, yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, I think that is playoffs.
Okay, so I don't. 13. We found one. All right, let's see what game it is. Game 1.
Game 1.
And now we'll have to know how many plays in game 1. We'll get the machine cranking.
Wow.
All right, let's see how many plays. Play 138.
All right.
Oh, here we go. We are in the first round of the playoffs at Delaware.
The Mud Hens.
The Mud Hens. That's cool. It
Wait,
sounds like
what?
Joe Flacco came from Mud Hens. Wasn't he a Delaware kid?
yeah. And so did Coach Sam Houston. What's Coach? I don't remember. his
Yeah,
name.
Keeler.
Keeler. Yeah.
Is it the Mud Hens? I thought it was the Blue Hens.
Am I thinking Toledo Mud Hens? Maybe it is Blue Hens. You're right.
I don't know. Now I'm looking at. Oh, it's just hens.
Just the
No,
Hens
No,
there?
yeah,
That's
blue hens. That's the
Blue
blue.
Hens. Okay. Glad you could clarify that for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Fair catch.
This is exciting.
Really. Back judge didn't even move.
Doesn't look like it.
You good?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, let's say number 11 there, 17, whatever, that blocker for the Blue Hens pulls 44 to the ground right now. Right now.
got a hold right there.
Well, the back judge moves a little bit.
A little bit. All right. So we got a flag up
wouldn't-
here.
Yes.
a flag
Oh,
up.
no, I didn't say that. I just said say he holds right there.
Oh. Okay. I like where we're going with it. So right here, we pull him down. We
Yeah.
pull him down at the 44, 43. How do we work that?
I mean,
What
he's
are the-
gonna see it.
Right. Good point. Good point. So this is where I think the umpire is spinning with this wave. I think that's what we talked about in the last play. Since we're punt focused, umpire spinning with this wave, and we got to have eyes on these matchups. And I also think that our line of scrimmage people can add
Yeah.
value in this area too, in this second wave, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. That's where they should be looking.
Yeah. Now, it's very possible the umpire's vision is caught up here, which is even more of a reason why the line of scrimmage should be looking down here. And then how would you prefer to work this? If we do the line of scrimmage official working this, which would be proper, how do you prefer to process this? He's pulled down to the ground well before the fair catch, okay? It's not an issue of time. There's a clear delay between the pull down and the fair catch. So then how should we work this? What should make our decision on if we want to throw the flag or not?
The timing.
Or do we throw
Well,
the
I mean,
flag?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we see that, whenever I see a hold, I want to find the ball. That's kind of a practice I try to get into.
Yeah,
And so if we see that ball is being caught near about the same time, I guess it depends then on the severity of the hold, but I would probably lean towards not calling it.
not calling it. If it's simultaneous, near simultaneous to the fair catch, go ahead and pass on it, unless it's a UNR, unless it rises to the level of a safety foul. If it's well before, and you can put an element of time between the restriction and the catch, then it's more likely to be called. Now, I don't think we'd want to just call any little grab and restrict on a fair catch. I think we'd want to see a pretty significant level of restriction. Do you agree with that, or?
Agree.
Okay. And in that case, then we would have a team B foul. It'd be a foul during a kick. So now, normally the basic spot would be the previous spot, but since it's receiving team, it happens during the kick. The kick crosses the line. I believe I've got all of them. We would have a basic spot right here. We would have a flag up here. So now we're thinking team B orientation. The spot of the foul is in advance. It's in advance of the basic spot. So then we go back 10 from the basic spot. Always good to work through those mechanics. Invigorating stuff, man. Invigorating.
Yeah.
I'm invigorated. I'm
Uh,
inspired.